The ocean makes up more than 80% of our entire planet, yet humans haven't even explored up to a quarter of it. There's a good reason for that. Most of the ocean lies beyond depths that you can ever imagine, and they house some of the most terrifying animals you could ever imagine. These scary creatures are the stuff of horror movies, and we're going to take a look at a few of them today. Before we dive into this list, make sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you would like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 16, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck. Number 10. The Fangtooth. One glance at this deep sea animal and you would wish to never come face to face with this creature. The good news is that it lives so far below the oceans that there's little chance of human interactions except when they venture to the surface. Although this is not a very big fish, this is still terrifying enough to give anyone the creeps. These deep sea dwellers can swallow entire squids and shrimps without missing a beat. Most fangtooth are found at the depth of about 5,000 meters into the ocean, where there is very little sunlight. However, this also means that researchers haven't been able to study them as much. Still, what we know about them is that these creatures have some of the longest teeth you would ever find on marine animals compared to the size of their body. Their teeth are so big that it is difficult to close their mouth completely, so it's not surprising that they sometimes eat other fish that are bigger in size. Number 9. Deep Sea Dragonfish. Next up we have the deep sea dragonfish, whose name is as terrifying as it looks. The creepiest thing about this creature is its smile, which competes a lot with that of the Joker. It is the classic example of fear in a small package, as they grow to only about 15 centimeters long. However, it might not be a big body, but the fangs are monstrous in size. If you look closely, you'll realize that they are transparent, which is an adaptation that researchers believe allows them to capture their prey without being noticed. Imagine seeing clear water at a distance and in a flash you're in the belly of a dragonfish. That's pretty much how it is for every prey. The deep sea dragonfish also glows, which scientists believe is specifically reserved for mating period. Overall, a very interesting deep sea creature. Number 8. Sarcastic Fringehead. Yes, this is a real name for a terrifying creature in the deep, and sarcasm would be the last thing on your mind if you were to come in contact with one. However, the name is quite perfect for a super weird creature who lives in relatively shallow waters compared to the other freaky monsters that have made the ocean their home. The sarcastic fringehead has a huge mouth, and that comes with a lot of attitude. This mouth is large enough to swallow an entire human being, which is what this creature uses to intimidate every rival that comes in its way. They use their mouth for pretty much everything, from competing for mates to protecting their territories. Having a big mouth in the deep sea has its perks. Although little is known about the sarcastic fringehead, the size of his mouth suggests that it feeds on big meals like squid eggs. Number 7. Goblin Shark. The goblin shark may not be as huge as a great white shark, but they have definitely earned their place on this list. Sure, the great white shark is considered the most terrifying shark by many people, but you might change your mind if you get to see the much more monstrous appearance of the goblin shark. Of course, the name is derived from their look, which bears a close resemblance to a goblin, especially the weird mouth and snout. When it's time to catch prey, their jaws get to work, extending as wide as 3 inches outward, and as soon as they have their prey, their jaw unextends and returns to its normal form. Their hideous look is not only a terrifying thing about this creature. Although they don't swim extra fast, they grow up to 12 feet long and can weigh as much as 460 pounds. So even if they choose to stay at the bottom of the ocean, they can do as much damage on the surface. Number 6. Giant Squid. The giant squid definitely earned its name as it grows up to 40 feet long and weighs as much as a ton. This size is equivalent to a school bus, so that should give you a good idea of just how big it is. Without any other terrifying detail, this massive size is enough to give them the upper hand against most fishes in the deep ocean, so they definitely don't qualify as seafood. The giant squid is so terrifying that it lives in an area known as the Twilight Zone, which is as much as 2,000 feet deep. Unfortunately, this also means that researchers have had very little chance to study them and how they live. At least they know the stories about giant squids are not legends but completely real. So would you have a chance in an encounter with a giant squid? Absolutely not. But you don't have to watch over your shoulders when you swim, because there's little to no chance of a giant squid moving into shallow waters. Just as humans experience high levels of pressure when we get too deep into the ocean, the reverse is the case for these creatures when they try to come to the surface. That might be a sigh of relief for everyone. Number 5. Gulper Eel. Another name for this eel is the umbrella mouth eel, and they typically live in depths of up to 6,000 feet. Although they can grow up to 6 feet long, these creatures are not among the top 10 biggest creatures in the deep sea. However, they qualified as one of the most horrifying marine animals, as you only need one good look to understand why. Although they are eels, they definitely don't look like the typical ones, as they have tiny pectoral fins, small eyes, a whip-like tail, and a gigantic mouth. And that's where the name comes from. These creepy creatures have the ability to expand their mouth to incredible proportions, swallowing huge prey whole without a single bite. They are so badass that they don't chase their prey but attract them using light at the top of their tails, and as soon as the prey takes the bait, they open up their mouth big and secure them faster than they can react. It's a good thing they don't grow big enough. Just imagine what they would be able to do. Number 4. Deep Sea Devil Anglerfish. The deep sea devil anglerfish is the stuff of nightmares. Just take a look at this gruesome looking creature. These scary creatures live in the dark, mysterious depths of the ocean known as the Mariana Trench, and that is one of the most brutal parts of the water. That means they have to do whatever it takes to survive. Thankfully, nature took care of that, as the anglerfish has a bioluminescent glow that it uses to attract curious little fish for meals or a potential mate. This incredible adaptation to thrive in a harsh environment is produced by a special bacteria. It helps them emit light through a chemical reaction with oxygen. So with this shiny bondy rod sticking out of their head, a curious fish comes knocking and the anglerfish strikes with lightning speed, snapping its jaws tight as it finishes off the meal with its massive teeth. Number 3. Zombie worms. Yes, the zombie worms don't look so scary, but wait until you hear what they can do. They look a lot more like a fake plant that you would use as a decorative piece, but you really don't want your bones anywhere near them. The zombie worm is a hardcore deep sea fish that secretes an acid that helps them dissolve and eat bones, no matter how big they are. All they have to do is attach themselves to the bones of dead animals and the bottom of the ocean floor, drill into the bones with their roots, and in record time the acid starts to break up even the strongest bone structures. This is all thanks to a symbiotic bacteria that converts the proteins and fats in the bone into nutrients for instant energy. Of course, human bones don't stand a chance against the zombie worms. Number 2. The benthocodon. The benthocodon is nothing like any other jellyfish you may have been familiar with. First, they are entirely translucent, which means you can see what's going on inside of them. However, a bright glow is not such a good idea for a creature that lives so far out at the depths of the sea that is close to the seafloor at more than 2,500 feet. So it has another handy feature, which is a rounded top called the bell. The bell is about 3 centimeters in diameter and is attached to 1,500 wisp-like tentacles that the benthocodon uses to move through water. There's also an opaque red color on the bell that gives it some help to hide its victims, so its clear body won't give off any warning to prey nearby. That's some sick hunting skills. And number 1, deep sea hatchetfish. So far we have checked out some of the weirdest looking fish in the sea, but the weirdness of the hatchetfish definitely breaks the scale. Not many fish in the sea resemble human hand tools, but this creature looks a lot like a silvery swimming hatchet. All species of the hatchetfish have ridiculously skinny bodies and shiny scales that contribute to its metallic, hatchet-like appearance. However, they are small and only grow to about 6 inches long. Like most creatures in the deep sea, they have a bioluminescent bodies, but there's a hack. The hatchetfish can also alter the brightness of its glow, which is a clever camouflage technique that helps them dim their light and hide from predators. And with that, we wrap up today's video. Let us know which one of these fish did you think was the most interesting and terrifying. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.